should probably be holding it. What's going on, Dub Chasers? Today we are installing a ARM Motorsport intercooler on the Mk6. Vincent's already gotten started on disassembling it. Pretty much what we're going to do today is we have the intercooler and we also have the OEM delete kit and the turbo outlet pipe, all from ARM. So we're going to go ahead and try to get all that done today, as well as, if you saw our previous video, we also finished up the ARM Motorsports downpipe. So stay tuned for all of it. So these are pretty much our boxes for the intercooler install. So in here we have the turbo outlet pipe, this is the OEM delete kit, and this is the intercooler itself. Like I said, all the stuff is from ARM Motorsports. I'll have their website in the description below, as well as a link to all these products. But yeah, basically this intercooler, besides... You good?
Why you gotta squeak so much? That's literally just in plastic.
So pretty much, besides the fact that the Mk6 is a manual and it's gonna need a new clutch, this will allow us to go stage 2 on the Mk6. And when we do an update video, we will show that the Mk7 is already basically stage 2. What's the update right now?
Remove front bumper, and because we're doing the OEM delete kit, we're removing crash bar, and the whole core support has to move forward. So I think it was like this, the crash bar plus a little bit extra literally just comes off with the 4 16mm bolts plus or minus a couple T20s or something, T30s, and then that'll pull away, and then we can get to this core support.
So what are you doing right now?
One, disconnect the terminal from the negative, then we disconnect left and right side crash sensors, and then we disconnect left and right side headlights.
Do the headlights have to actually like come out?
Yes, this whole front end thing will come out.
Got it.
Because we have the core delete thingy.
So yeah, so pretty much if you didn't get the OEM delete kit, like as soon as you get the front bumper off, you're good to install a new one, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. So we're making some alright progress. Let's see, can I actually, so you guys can see this? Not really. Okay. So pretty much what we're doing is we're just going along the inside of the bumper, or the front support assembly, I guess, if you want to call it that.
Call it that.
And we're just disconnecting all of like the headlights, the sensors, everything, so
Don't
we
forget
can
about
just...
this too. This hides under your, like the headlight bracket piece. It's your
Yeah, there you go.
hood
Now
latch.
you can see it. It's this like metal, yeah, perfect. This thing, right?
It pretty much just sits in there and it locks into the metal plate.
Yeah, so this is gonna have to come out too?
No, this just has to get disconnected.
Got it. All right, so couldn't really record this, but front of the car is now off. Pretty much you're definitely gonna need 2 people for this.
If not more.
If not more. So like the front shell, like you're just able to like kind of pick up and jiggle your way out.
So the front shell, yeah, the front shell you have to pull away a tad bit, but then also there is, if you want to come down here, this little, literally a little dick that sticks through the shell. So you have to have someone, like what I did, so Matthew was holding the shell, And what I was doing with a flathead was literally pushing up on this, because you can just put anything in here, pushing up on it and then trying to slip it away while I could grab it then and get it away because it was in between the shell. And then once you get that out, then the shell can be removed completely.
Yep, exactly what he said. All right, so.
Hi, Mom.
So that's the old radiator. For the past like 25 minutes, so getting the old radiator out took like 5 minutes, but then these things, the old
little rubber grommet thingy-majiggies that come off of the radiator that we put onto the OEM delete bracket because it like sits in between where it was. They're a mess.
Yeah. So you got to take these off the old intercooler, and this is just for the OEM delete kit, which I'm, kind of regretting now, but
Considering that weighs like maybe 5 pounds, 10 pounds, not even.
Yeah. So really, it's only worth to get the OEM delete kit if
you're really looking for it.
If you like are really gonna track your car, which I'm not, so like
Give me that.
Probably couldn't have gotten it. But yeah, so now we gotta attach these little side thingies back on the side of kind of like where the old intercooler was.
Wait, actually, I'm gonna start on that side. Oh yeah, and then here's the little dick.
Oh yeah.
That's the dick. That's how you know. That's how you remember it by. 'Twas the dick. 'Twas the dick before Christmas.
It was just Thanksgiving.
Well, 'twas the dick after Thanksgiving.
All right, so you can kind of see how this plate. So the intercooler went right here, obviously. But yeah, so now we're just working on bolting up this plate to whatever radiator this is, and then obviously our main radiator. Vince said that these bolts
so I thought they were super loose when you start tightening down, maybe it's pinching the metal really easily, but that's literally just it setting in place. So for here, even if they're crooked by just a little bit, you'll continuously feel the same amount of tension. But it'll grab after a little bit. So don't worry about it really too much. But I wouldn't use a gun or anything like that. I would prefer to do this by hand.
Hand tight.
Yeah.
And no torque spec or anything, just hand tight.
Yeah, just snug. Okay, you are an animal.
So we just finished up that part of the OEM delete. So now
that's pretty much the entire OEM delete kit.
Yes.
That's done.
That's done. So now.
Okay. So now we're on to
My poor car.
kind of on to reassembly and mix and matching the intercooler onto it now as we reassemble. So now we go about taking these little thingies off. That's it. Now you're done. You drive.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I see my turbo outlet pipe.
Yeah, I started undoing it.
Okay. So that thing. Got it. And then new piping will go in place of this that came with the new intercooler. Sweet. Alright, so pretty much the brackets for the new intercooler kind of go in. It's kind of dark, but you can see these two square rectangle things. They kind of just slide in, but then you can leave it like that, or you can drill in. There's a hole. Let's see, where is one?
No, right here.
Ah, yes. So you can see there's a hole in the middle, and pretty much if you want to, you can drill a hole in there for added support, which I think is what we're gonna do. Alright, so you can kind of see what we mean. So there's one bracket, and there is the other bracket. So you basically just got to slide it into those rectangles, and then kind of just force it down. We had to carve a little bit out of the plastic to get them to fit perfectly, but yeah, they're in there now. So what we realized was basically when we wanted to drill in the extra support in the middle, We got a little bit of extra hardware, or we're not entirely sure if it's on purpose or we got extra, but long story short, we didn't think we had the bolts for it, so we kind of did our own thing.
No, we didn't have the nuts for it. We had the bolts for
yes, but we didn't think we had the nuts. But before I go over there and show the nuts, these spacers are threaded. So you just screw them into the brackets. We don't think... Yeah, no. We don't need to use any of the bolts.
There's too small of a gap on the back end to actually put that on.
So the bolt is... I keep saying bolt. The nut that we could have used were these. So they're kind of like the brass looking ones. If you get the same exact intercooler like setup, then yeah, it's just these. You can use these. Already, this looks pretty sweet.
It's fat.
It is fat.
You know what's gonna be even fatter?
Huh.
The fact that we have to go put it back on now.
Please stop reminding me. Literally like a good foot of my car is just gone.
Well, hey, now we know how to remove your engine if we ever need to.
That's true.
Just start ripping shit.
That's true. So we have the intercooler on the whole like front assembly now, and before we reattach it or attempt to reattach it, since we have a bunch of space, we're gonna go ahead and do the outlet pipe right now. So that's what Vincent just got off.
Ta-da!
Easy.
Yeah, so it's C-clamp to go onto your intercooler, your stock intercooler, C-clamp here, C-clamp up here, or 7mm little, whatever those clamps are. And then 2 T30s that are into just above your oil pan. It's pretty obvious to see. That's what it look like. And these also don't come out, so don't try to rip them out. They just kind of stay in there.
Alright, so we've gone ahead and, like I said before, since we have all this open space, we're going ahead and starting on the outlet pipe. So Vince went ahead and removed that one, and now we're fitting up the new one.
Yes.
With just a bunch of clamps. You want to just pay a little bit of extra attention to detail with the way these C-clamps face, because they can either not let the pipe fit, or they could run into something like...
They just get stuck so you can't get it on.
Yeah, exactly. So we spoke too soon a little bit. You do, so you can zoom in at them, those mounting bolts, nuts, Torx, those you do have to get off of the old one. They're not too bad to get out of. They're held in by like this kind of rubber disc, and if you just kind of like pull it out and shove it into the new one, it's pretty easy. Now we're working on the V clamp.
No, it's a little C clip.
Oh.
It's a very annoying thing.
All right, we had a friend join us, Josh, and he actually made the whole process a lot easier. So Vincent got
3 people is the move.
Yeah, 3 people is definitely the move for this. So we got the outlet pipe installed over there on the passenger side, and pretty much we just
get them to where they're snug right now.
What we did was we had one person go underneath and support the core radiator support, and then Josh and I basically two-hand carried the whatever the intercooler is mounted to over here, and then Vince underneath was able to make sure. I don't know how well you can be. Yeah, you can't see it. There's basically the two little
like rubber holes where the penises sit in.
Yeah, and made sure those were sitting in place. So very easy with 3 people.
Don't worry about it.
Bruh.
Just work with it.
The horn is like pointing into the frame rail. What is this?
So we have been.
Vince, can I move this?
Can you move what?
Can I like adjust this horn so it's not pointing at the frame rail?
I mean, does it matter though?
Yeah.
No, it really doesn't.
Matthew is a bad driver. He's gonna need his horn.
That's why
Excuse
this one
you.
is in the proper location.
So we've been working to get these pipes on either side on,
Pipe.
because Vince has trouble with O-rings.
Vince is special.
Yeah. But once those are on, I think the bumper will be ready to go back on. Right, Vince?
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe.
Okay. All right, so we got all of the piping bolted and clamped on. Like two of the clamps were too small for us to use, so we either had to squeeze down really hard, like on this one, and it worked. But on the one under here, we actually improvised, and Vincent found a clamp in his attic off of some part for the Mark 7.
It was off of my old air intake.
It was off of the stock intake on the Mark 7, so we were able to improvise and get that done. So now we just have to find all of our screws and bolt everything back up. All right, pipes all connected. Working on getting all the body panels back on. Front bumper is fully back on. Getting inner fender liner on. One thing we did kind of have an issue with is because we didn't remove the honeycomb mesh. You can't really see because it's kind of dark. But the intercooler kind of causes like less room, so it was a little bit difficult to get the bumper on. But you just had to pull a little bit, and we were able to get it on. So yeah, and then we'll go ahead and update once we got all of the fender liner on, wheels back on, and it's done. All right, so we just finished putting on the intercooler on the Mark 6. It definitely wasn't the worst install we've ever done, but I wouldn't say it was the best. There were a lot of little things that we ran into, like our C clips, right?
Oh yeah, those C clips, like with the stock one and arms one, they have it fitted so you can use a C clip clamp still. But like getting that thing in, like pushing it in for some reason is just extremely tough. I would just prefer not a C clamp, but.
And then fitment when putting on the bumper was a little bit tight just because the intercooler took up so much room. So kind of our recommendation would be, unless you're like really watching your weight for your car, you don't need to get the OEM delete kit. Like you'll be totally fine leaving the OEM intercooler there and you'll save like 3 hours. Yeah, so pretty much you don't need to get the OEM intercooler kit. You can just get the intercooler, leave the stock one in. You'll save, like you'll lose like what, like 5 pounds by leaving it in.
5-10 pounds.
It's really not worth it. Like you'll save hours when doing this.
Yeah.
But we'll go ahead, like in a future update video after I've had this for a little while, we'll kind of go through and see like how it's held up and everything. Because really the only next thing for me is stage 2.
And clutch. But yes.
And clutch. So I think that's it. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't. Tell us why. If you have any questions or comments.
Yeah, definitely questions, comments, concerns. We'll definitely be able to help you out with this one.
We're pretty good at answering them, so yeah. And the link to buy all the stuff that we got is down below. Shout out to Arm Motorsports, Andrew. You're awesome over there. All right, that's it.